So what if 4 brides agree to be guests at each other's weddings to decide whose is best?
Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of 4 Weddings and a Cake Decorator. Still don't really love that title. But it's the show where I watch the seminal classic 4 Weddings and rate each wedding based on the cake or dessert that was at the wedding. So let's just get started. Episode 2 is 4 Weddings and a Boat to Catch.
Natalie's rolling out the Hollywood glitz and glamour for 25 grand. Vidia's Indian extravaganza is a marathon in the making for 250 guests and $45,000. Karen is condensing her wedding day so she doesn't miss the boat. She's splashing out $13,000. And there's Maria. She's holding a traditional church ceremony and reception, but giving everything a twist. Her budget is 30 grand.
First off, we're going to Natalie's wedding. She had a 50s glitz and glamour wedding, and Natalie's wedding gets off to a really bad start because her officiant has the wrong time, but thank goodness there's a bridal party member to step in and help her.
No, the wedding is not at 7 o'clock. The wedding's at 4:30.
It turns out that Natalie's officiant had the wrong time.
The groom's belief in miracles pays off when a member of the bridal party reveals herself to be a minister.
What? Are you Natalie's friend? Yeah, she's the one in the bridal party that's ordained.
One of Natalie's bridesmaids steps up to the plate and does the ceremony for her. That saved the day.
Oh, here we go. We're moving, we're grooving.
Now, this is the only photo that I could find of Natalie's cake. I watched this part of this episode so many times. So I'm just going to kind of go based off what I have and give her the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, it's a square cake. Looks like it's just white ice buttercream. It's got some scroll work. I will say from close up, the scroll work's not great. And I can't stand this cake topper. I don't know why, I just don't like it. But again, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because I can't see the whole thing. 7 out of 10. Next up, we have Vidya, who had an Indian extravaganza. First of all, this wedding is beautiful. Please invite me to an Indian wedding. It looks gorgeous. And the food is vegetarian, and as a vegetarian, I really appreciate that. But the girls, they hated this.
All right, a little bit.
Vidya did mention that she was going to have all vegetarian food. I respect the fact that Vidya's a vegetarian, but I mean, you do have other people that don't just eat vegetables. Somebody like me, I guess.
Now, this is Vidya's cake, and I gotta say, like, it's very extravagant, so much bling, so pretty. The fondant, whoever printed the pattern on this fondant deserves a raise because it's so beautiful. It's laid perfectly. It's gorgeous. The flowers, I mean, 9 out of 10. This cake is just incredible. And I'll say it again. Please invite me to your Indian wedding because these people had a great time. Next up, we have Karen. Now, Karen's wedding was a pre-cruise condensed wedding, which is wild because you're on a show where you're about to win a honeymoon, but you're about to go on a tiny honeymoon. Doesn't really seem fair in my mind. But she did have a really quick ceremony, and there were so many tears. Oh my God.
My favorite part of Karen's ceremony was when they included Ty's daughter. You can tell she was touched by it. She started crying. I started crying.
I loved it.
Made them a family.
And this was Karen's wedding cake. Simple, classic, elegant. I love the flowers. It's iced beautifully for it being a square, which is very difficult for anybody who's ever made a square cake. It's simple, very nice. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it's just not my taste. And then lastly, we have Maria, who had traditional with a twist. I'm not really 100% sure what the twist was. But the girls went to their first Catholic ceremony. For anybody who's ever been to anything Catholic, it's a lot of up, down, up, down.
It was my first Catholic Mass that I've ever been to. Getting up, sitting down, getting up, sitting down. So it was a little confusing, but I did it.
Now, Maria's cake, very pretty, very simple. My biggest issue with this cake is that the pearls don't all have the same curve and they don't follow the same line. And so it looks mismatched to me. And I'm a perfectionist and I can't stand that. And seeing this, I would have had to redo it. So that's just me. I almost forgot to give my score. 8 out of 10. And if you were keeping score on my side, you will know that Vidya was my winner for today's episode. I loved her cake. It was perfect.